home. I'm telling you, they don't put us on TV too much.
Jonathan Stewart easily into the end zone. Touchdown, Oregon. Here comes the pressure, and he's buried under. Out the middle, and into the end zone. A great catch is made. Down the middle, he could go. Jumps over a man and has more. Touchdown. Jonathan Stewart. Jason Williams still on his feet. Touchdown for the big
Oregon is going to win this game.
Touchdown! He wants the tightrope. He scores.
Oh, my.
Throws it long, caught! And the fourth magic season continues.
Welcome to El Paso, Texas, where the folks of the Southwest are ready to ride in the new year. And today, football fans from the South and the West have converged for this duel in the desert. CBS Sports is proud to present the Brute Sun Bowl, the South Florida Bulls against the Oregon Ducks.
Go Ducks! Let's go Ducks! Let's go Ducks! Let's go!
And a big welcome to the Sun Bowl, the 40th edition here on CBS. Many believe Oregon was headed to the BCS title game back in mid-November until injury took out their quarterback. And South Florida's program is only 11 years old, but now a contender and ranked in the top 25. Craig Bullerjack joined along with Steve Berline, and when Dennis Dixon went down for Oregon, it shook that program to the core.
Well, Craig, you're exactly right. Anytime a team loses a starting quarterback, it's a big deal. In the case of the Oregon Ducks, losing Dennis Dixon was devastating. It's forced Mike Bellotti, the coach for Oregon, to turn to redshirt freshman quarterback Justin Roper, who will make his first start today. And I think, Craig, it goes without saying, this team is going to be dependent on Jonathan Stewart in a big way today. He's one of the top 2 or 3 running backs in the country. He's right up there with Darren McFadden in Arkansas, and he's a tremendous player. They're going to count on him heavily, coming off a nagging turf toe injury. He told us it's an issue. He can't give us a percentage, but he says he's going to be ready to play today.
He said, let's lace it up and play this football game. Now, South Florida is a major player in the Big East, and they have major players, Steve, on both sides of the football.
They really do. It's a team that maybe you haven't heard too much about. They haven't gotten a lot of national coverage, but their quarterback, Matt Grothe, and George Sylvie, their starting defensive end, these are 2 big-time playmakers. Matt Grothe, he is a guy that can kill you with his legs, both in the running game and in the passing game. He's a great running quarterback, makes tremendous plays when things break down. On the other side of the ball, George Sylvie, he is as big a playmaker as there is in college football. Defensive end, he can bring it off the edge. The Oregon Ducks, I guarantee you, will know where that guy is at all times on the football field.
This is the 3rd straight bowl appearance for South Florida, and just moments ago, emotions very high in the Bulls locker room. Coming up, the 74 Sun Bowl, South Florida and Oregon, next right here on CBS. CBS Sports presentation of the Brute Sun Bowl is sponsored by Brute Revolution, as different as you are. Progressive, making insurance better. And by Taco Bell, think outside the bun.
Four paws and one big shaggy heart. Doesn't he deserve to be covered too? Introducing pet injury coverage from Progressive. Now when Progressive covers your car, we cover your pet at no extra charge. Now that's Progressive. Go to progressive.com or call a local independent agent.
Okay, what's a three-letter word for...
Honey, would you run out and get me something crunchy?
Crunchy?
And chewy?
Crunchy and chewy?
And cheesy?
Crunchy, chewy, cheesy. Crunchy, chewy,
And melty?
Give in to your cravings. It's Taco Bell's Cheesy Gordita Crunch, and it's only around for a limited time. Get yours before they're gone.
Comfortable in jeans that are tough. I'm comfortable in Wrangler.
Wrangler 5-star premium denim jeans. Satisfaction guaranteed. Wrangler. Real, comfortable jeans.
Adelante, póngase de pie. Adelante, de los malos ya quité. Adelante, que ya no tengas miedo. Con Radio La Chusma si subimos hasta el cielo. Adelante, olvida lo que piense. Adelante, toda la gente muerte. Adelante, sacuda tu mente. Con Radio La Chusma si subimos a la gente.
Here in El Paso, some people see us at the bottom of the country. We prefer to see ourselves in the middle of the continent. Welcome to El Paso, Texas, the capital of the border.
Welcome back to El Paso, and a big welcome to the Oregon Ducks from the Pac-10. And the Bulls of South Florida seeking their first 10-win season in their 11-year program history. And time to welcome the third member of our CBS team. Let's go downstairs, and Sam Ryan. Sam?
And Craig, for South Florida all season long, their motto has been finish strong. From the seniors who helped build this program to the underclassmen as well. Now, that was evident after the team lost their three losses in a row, what they call gut-wrenching losses to Rutgers, UConn, Cincinnati, losing those 3 games by combined 15 points, but were able to turn it around and win their final 3 games of the season. That the senior Walt Walker told me that they're all wearing this bracelet, which says finish strong on it. He said the fact that they were able to right the ship, that they didn't crumble, speaks volumes of their camaraderie and leadership. They are trying to become the first 10-win team in school history. Craig?
Thank you, Sam. Stay tuned for the kickoff with the 74 Sun Bowl next here on CBS.
When it's people who do the right thing, they call it being responsible. When it's a home insurance company, they call it Liberty Mutual. Responsibility. What's your policy? Liberty Mutual.
Anybody found it?
No.
No.
No. I got it.
We could move Get Organized up to number 1.
Right now, at the Home Depot's Ultimate Storage event, save instantly by taking up to 20% off your entire storage purchase. Hurry in. The more you buy, the more you save. The Home Depot.
You can do it. We can help.
You don't
don't get to the top of your game by making dumb decisions. So choose the tire that sets records, wins championships, and controls the competition from start to finish. BF Goodrich Tires. Take control.
You never know what part of the internet you'll need. The should you take sunblock part. The how's traffic to the airport part. The what about an ocean view room part. Or the can you really afford this part. Which is why all the parts of the internet are on the iPhone.
Well, the weather in El Paso, beautiful day, 54 degrees, and the forecast is sunny skies. Well, experience college football on CBS today, brought to you in high definition by Sony. South Florida won the toss. They'll take it to start the third quarter, so Oregon will be on offense to start the 74th Sun Bowl here in El Paso. Oregon, Steve Berline, is 8-4 into their 12-game schedule, losing their last 3. South Florida is 9-3 and finished off their regular season schedule with 3 straight wins. The head coach of the Bulls, Jim Leavitt, in his 11th season, has built this program from the bottom up. And Mike Bellotti, the head coach of Oregon, 13th season as the Ducks head coach, 105 victories along the way.
And Craig, you cannot overemphasize the importance of this football game to both of these organizations. You know, Oregon starting out the season, getting to the point where they were 8-1, number 2 in the country. This thing is falling apart, losing 3 in a row. They have to end this season on a positive note. And for South Florida, as you stated, the opportunity to win 10 games for the first time in their history, it's a big deal to end this season on the right note.
So the Pac-10 against the Big East in the 74 Sun Bowl and the 40th edition here on CBS. And the kick is away. Tichy is going to knock this one out of the end zone. So Oregon will start at their own 20-yard line. Let's take a look at the starting lineups presented today by Applebee's. The quarterback is redshirt freshman Justin Roper. Started the season on the scout squad and today makes his first career start in the Sun Bowl. Roper is in good hands. Up front, the center is Max Unger, earned first-team all Pac-10 honors this season. And Roper also has, don't forget, Jonathan Stewart in that backfield, averaging nearly 6 yards a carry. And Justin Roper, 6'6", 205-pounder, the most athletic and has the strongest arm of the quarterback since Dennis Dixon went down with injury. And on first down, the rollout, and in the flat, the ball is caught as Garen Strong, the senior from San Jose. And defensively for South Florida, make sure you keep your eye on number 95. The right end, George Selvey, is a consensus first-team All-American. Linebackers, very good. Ben Moffitt, the best in the Big East. And the secondary is led by the corner, Trey Williams, with 16 career interceptions. Well, on the first play, Roper connects for a 17-yard gain. Out of the pocket he goes, and the ball again is thrown near side, this time caught by Jeff Mayle. And a flag is down, and so Oregon comes out throwing with the redshirt freshman at quarterback.
That was a very cool play right there, Craig. That was they're going to call for a forward lateral, I believe.
Our referee today, Bill Algie, and the officials from the Mid-American Conference.
Illegal forward pass. Number 11, offense. Penalized from 5 yards from the spot of the pass. Loss it down. Second down.
And you're going to see right here, it's a great play. I love the creativity. They had this thing. I'm sure Mike Bellotti is tremendously disappointed. That's a play they put in for that particular situation. And just the running back got a little bit too far ahead of Justin Roper, and that ball did definitely go forward. It was supposed to be a backwards pass. Too bad that play didn't work for the Ducks.
Second down and 13 from the shotgun. Little pitch out as Mayle Ran across the middle, breaks the tackle to the 50-yard line. Oh, the ball comes loose! And South Florida recovers at the 45-yard line.
Well, the South Florida Bulldogs are the #1 team in the country as far as turnovers. They've created 41 turnovers coming into this game. And right there you see Mayle's got the ball, but right there that last hit, the late hit by Carlton Williams, number 32, is what popped that ball out of there. And South Florida has been capitalizing all year on big plays by their defense. Get the ball back in good field position.
42nd takeaway this season. And so after a couple of impressive plays by Oregon, they cough it up, and the Bulls take over at the 46, and a bad snap to Grothy, and he has to take a seat at the 33-yard line. And the lineups for South Florida, Grothy, the quarterback. You mentioned about his arm, but terrific legs, holds the school rushing record for quarterbacks. And up front, Grothy's protected by a huge line. Their average weight, 315 pounds. And many targets for Grothy to throw to. One of his favorites, Carlton Mitchell. 37 receptions on the season, and he's a burner. Owns 4.3 speed in the 40.
And true freshman. Set all the freshman receiving records this year. 37 catches over 500 yards. He is the burner and the man to keep an eye on out there.
Well, we've seen a fumble. We've seen a bad snap in the first couple of minutes of the Sun Bowl. Grothy sets those feet up top. He goes. Oh, terrific defense in the backfield by Jairus Byrd. Knocked that ball away from Mitchell.
And we told you about Mitchell. He's the big play guy up the field. That ball a little bit underthrown. You can see he was definitely open. Jairus Byrd was beaten on the play, but Close did a tremendous job of making a break on the ball. Matt Grothy read that the free safety had left the middle of the field, wanted to take advantage of it, just underthrew that ball a little bit. And if nothing else, though, they've established the fact that Carlton Mitchell can get open up the field. The Oregon Ducks better be careful.
4 wide receiver set, 3, top of your screen on 3rd down and 23. Grothy, the sophomore from Lakeland, Florida, from the shotgun, good protection, now flush out of the pocket, wants to run at the 35 and hook slides around the 39-yard line. And defensively for the Oregon Ducks, Ducks own 35 sacks on the season. They will pursue. Nick Reed owns 12 of those takedowns. Linebackers, Jerome Boyd leads the way with 71 tackles on the season. And the secondary, Steve, is solid. The Rover, Patrick Chung, makes his 38th consecutive start.
And a good, solid first drive for the defense of the Oregon Ducks.
Alvarado, the kick, gets it away as Byrd takes it at the 13-yard line, has room up the middle, breaks a tackle, still on his feet at the 35, and taken down from behind at the 40. Terrific return, 47-yard punt, and Byrd runs it back 27.
Great return by Byrd, breaking tackles. That's one of the big things coaches worry about is tackling after the long layoff coming into a bowl game. Right there, a great return by Jairus Byrd.
Plug in, light up, rock out. Bedhead Light Me Up styling tools. Now available at fine retailers everywhere.
It's so great that Sonic has this happy hour.
Really
half-price drinks, you know?
It's good drink, man.
I'm glad you told me about it. Yeah, why are you drinking? You get the straw in your mouth there while you're talking there.
We only have 2 hours, man. I want to maximize my drinking time.
Yeah, but when you talk, you can take the straw out of your mouth.
You're taking it away from me. That's precious lost time.
Happy hour at Sonic. All fountain drink and slush combinations half price every day from 2 to 4 p.m. And a perfect excuse to try some cheesecake bites. It's not just good, it's Sonic good.
Having trouble getting to work after a car accident? One call to Farmers Help Point could fix that. Farmers Help Point. Sanity makes a comeback.
Queen Latifah hosts the People's Choice Awards.
All your favorites from movies, music, and television.
CBS Tuesday, January 8th.
Your vote, your choice.
Well, Steve, major coaching changes around the college football scene. Bo Pelini from LSU to Nebraska. Neuheisel just recently leaves the National Football League. Baltimore to UCLA. Petrino's out at Atlanta, goes to Arkansas. Nutt out at Arkansas to Ole Miss, and Rodriguez shaking up the world a little bit from West Virginia to Michigan. And we've just learned from the National Football League that Brian Billick fired after the Ravens go 5-11. So he's out looking for a job.
He is looking for a job, and he'll be snatched. He'll get an opportunity somewhere, I think. And, you know, the Ravens lost 9 games in a row coming into the Pittsburgh win yesterday. Hard for any coach to weather that kind of storm. I don't care what the situation's been. They had a lot of injuries in Baltimore. Brian Billick will end up on his feet, though. I know that much.
Second offensive series for the Oregon Ducks, and they will spread the field. 5 wide receivers, and did they get the playoff? No. It was down to 1. It ran dry, and that's going to cost Justin Roper 5.
Delay game. Offense penalized 5 yards. Remains first down.
The line.
Well, for the University of Oregon, the key is 3rd down. Before Dennis Dixon got hurt, they were up at 46%. Since that time, they're down around 24%. Not very good with a young quarterback. They got to convert. And for the USF defense, you got to force the issue. Bring pressure on this young quarterback. Create turnovers, as we've already seen. That's how you're going to win this game.
Roper slingshots it across the middle. One at Jason Williams. It falls incomplete. McKenzie, the strong side linebacker on the defense. That brings up 2nd down and 15. Justin Roper, can you go inside his head? This is a young man that a few weeks ago was scout squad quarterback, now starting in the Sun Bowl.
And fortunately for Justin Roper, he's had the full month to get ready for this game. So he's more comfortable than he was a month ago. I guarantee you that.
Handoff, runs it to the far side, and it's to their consensus All-American, Jonathan Stewart. They're playing a little hide and seek out there early.
Well, and you know what? We knew there was going to be some of this stuff. When you give coaches at this level the ability to have a month to get ready for a ball game, they're going to come up with some creative stuff. And Jonathan Stewart right there, the beneficiary, was almost like they had lined him up in a wing position, an underneath handoff around the edge, a nice sweep, good solid pickup for Oregon, and nice creativity in their offensive game plan so far.
A gain of 15, 1st and 10. Roper slides it out to the near side. Oh, slipping down is Jeff Mayle. And the true freshman from Paradise, California, could not make the cut. And what looked to be a big play is a loss of 1.
Well, what we're going to see here, obviously Justin Roper cannot run like Dennis Dixon. There aren't many guys in the NCAA that can run like Dennis Dixon, but they're still going to run some variations of the read option, and they're doing some trickery off of that. That play right there, another example. Fake the run and have him pass the ball outside.
Oh, they misdirection as Stewart. You saw the wave of Ducks go right, and they come back left, and a good read by the Bulls defense. Yeah, there's Dennis Dixon, the Pac-10 Player of the Year. And Steve, it's simple. Devastating injury. 8-1 before, number 2 ranking in the country. Since then, 0-3.
Well, look at that right there, too. 18.3 points a game, down from 46 points a game. That shows the effect. And Justin Roper, they believe he's going to be a very good quarterback. He's got a lot of learning to do.
Takes it up top, had man coverage with Williams. Incomplete. And Trey Williams, that tough cover corner, back making his second big play here early in the quarter. That brings up 4th down and 9.
And these 2 cornerbacks for the University of South Florida, Trey Williams and Michael Jenkins, these guys are as good as it gets. Both of them rated very highly by the NFL. In fact, Mel Kiper lists Michael Jenkins, the other corner, as the top-rated cornerback prospect in the country. Trey Williams, as you said, 6 interceptions this year, Craig, and 3 of them have gone for touchdowns. So Justin Roper better be careful out there today.
Josh Shirey punts it away. Marcus Edwards lets that ball take a bounce, and it's taking an Oregon bounce inside the 10, rolling to the 6-yard line. 43-yard kick. We're scoreless in El Paso.
They use it to shoot the game. They use it to broadcast the game. They use it to produce the game.
The main man on the field today is Peyton Manning.
So why wouldn't you use it to watch the game?
That's Peyton Manning.
Nice Sony. Scoot over a bit, will you?
Nothing compares to a Sony Bravia HD TV because high definition is in our DNA.
Anybody got any chips?
The extreme power of Energizer Lithium, the world's longest-lasting AA battery and high-tech devices. Energizer, keep going.
At Ruby Tuesday, the best starts here. From our Jumbo Lump Crab Cake, almost all Jumbo Lump meat, nearly no cake, to our signature Triple Prime Burger, 3 cuts of prime steak, ground fresh. Our best, your pleasure. Ruby Tuesday.
We piled bills on it. We put our computer on it. Let dust gather on it. Throw a blanket over it and turn it into a fort. No wonder it feels right when we actually dine together on the dining room table.
Experience the power of Drew.
Talking to me? What percentage of Americans think they would beat their boss in a boxing match?
The Power of 10 returns Wednesday on CBS.
To the 25, fumbled. Maryland's got it.
Scored 3.
Thurman Thomas. McWilliams tipped, intercepted. Holmes leaps. What a play. Touchdown, Texas.
Some terrific moments on CBS as we celebrate 40 years of the Sun Bowl. And today, South Florida, 25th ranked against Oregon. At one point this season, ranked number 2. And now the Bulls will start deep inside their own territory after that punt down to the 6-yard line. Mike Ford, Benjamin Williams are split between Matt Grothe. Ford takes the handoff, tried the left side, maybe a yard. And Oregon, 7th best ranked defense in the Pac-10, Steve, this season. About 386 yards a ball game. They're physical. They move very well.
And they're better than the 7th ranked defense in the Pac-10. Their numbers statistically show that, but they are a very, very aggressive, sound defense. Very opportunistic. They create a lot of plays and try and obviously make plays in the backfield, trying to create 3rd and long situations. And then they really let their guys up front go and try and put pressure on the quarterback.
2nd down and 9, 2 wideouts to the near side. And Grothe now takes a look at that Oregon defense and calls timeout. Did not like what he saw, and a timeout in El Paso.
Nissan engineers know the backbone of any truck is its frame. That's why the Nissan Titan's frame is fully boxed. Unlike competitors' C frames that are prone to flexing, our box frame is the strongest truck frame we've ever built. Just one more reason, it's the Titan of trucks. The 2008 full-size Nissan Titan. Now get up to $5,000 Nissan cashback or 0.9% APR financing.
The idea isn't to live for retirement. It's to live during it.
Oh, I have the worst cold.
Here, take some NyQuil. It'll relieve your symptoms to help you sleep.
Huh?
Yeah, you'll sleep like a bit. You'll sleep like a sleep like you did before the rooster went blind.
NyQuil.
I'll take that.
The nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, fever, best sleep you ever got with a cold medicine. For daytime symptoms, try DayQuil.
Dave's back with all new late shows starting Wednesday. Cut me a slice of that.
Don't miss Dave's return Wednesday.
Sunday, January 13th on CBS. From acclaimed author Larry McMurtry comes the final segment of the Lonesome Dove saga, the miniseries event of the year, Comanche Moon. World premiere Sunday, January 13th on CBS. Beautiful day in El Paso, Texas. 54 degrees at game time. And so far, 36 yards on the ground for Oregon, 16 through the air. And after that timeout, South Florida goes back on offense. Steve looking at 2nd down and 9.
Really important for the Bulls here to try and find a way to get out of their end zone and reestablish field position. They've looked a little out of sync so far.
Handoff, nothing. Mike Ford dropped. A.J. Tuateli, the outside linebacker, came in to make the tackle.
Yeah, A.J. Tuateli missed half the season with the broken foot, but he's excited to play. Look at the penetration right there from Jeremy Gibbs, number 99, shooting through the gap. That's what's been the issue so far. Oregon has been able to create pressure into the backfield. They've had several negative yardage plays, and that really is a situation that Jim Leavitt wants his offense to avoid, because you get a running team without a pure pocket passer in a situation where they're 3rd and long, you're very limited in what you can do.
Well, the Bulls are going backwards. 3rd down and 10. Grothy in the pocket, 2 yards deep in the end zone. That ball is tipped, and it drops incomplete inside the 20-yard line. 4th down coming for South Florida.
So far, the Oregon defense is really causing a lot of problems for South Florida. You're going to see this ball is tipped, and I don't know whether it would have gotten through there or to the receiver or not, because you see a lot of green jerseys right there around. And Ryan DePaulo, number 9, the senior free safety, he's the one that was able to hit the receiver coming across the middle field, but he was allowed to make that contact because the ball was tipped.
Oregon will have fine field position as Alvarado set to punt, and Bird is inside the 50-yard line. Gets that ball away. It's a beauty. And how about the hang time? Fair catch at the 45. Well, log on to CBSSports.com/WhoMadeYou to find out who made a difference in your favorite athletes' lives. Hear inspirational stories about the people who influenced and shaped today's hottest athletes. That was a 49-yard punt. Alvarado coming through.
Absolutely tremendous punt. And that was Mike Bellotti, the coach for Oregon, told us special teams was going to be a key in this ball game. He came with the all-out block right there. A lot of pressure on Alvarado from his own end zone, and he delivered a beauty, 49 yards with great hang time.
3rd offensive series for the redshirt freshman, Justin Roper. Handoff, sliding through. There's a flag down. Stewart. Oh, he is so tough physically. Goes 5'11", 230, and on his own 2nd and 3rd effort inside South Florida territory at the 48-yard line, but a flag down.
Well, offsides on South Florida, but Jonathan Stewart looking very comfortable, not practicing much.
Offside. Defense. Number 90, penalized 5 yards from the previous spot. Repeat, 1st down.
Oh, Steve, the Ducks won 8 of their first 9. They grabbed that number 2 ranking, but look at this. They have been wounded and wounded and wounded.
Well, obviously, Dennis Dixon is the key injury in there, but so many of these guys, and what's been amazing, you talked to Mike Bellotti, you're going to lose players during the course of the season, but not that many starters with major injuries where they're gone for the whole season.
On 1st and 5, Stewart tries to cut back and back around the 49. Well, that last play was stopped. And there's Dixon.
I'll tell you what, I'm extremely impressed with Dennis Dixon. Look how into it he is right there from the sideline. He's trying to make his presence felt any way he can. Tremendous leader. This team really needs him to support Justin Roper. Whoa, look at that one.
There's that quick toss. Mayo. And try to take the pressure. Bottom line, Mike Bellotti is trying to take the pressure off this young quarterback, Justin Roper.
He's doing a good job. Look, they faked the handoff underneath the Stewart. Almost slammed it into Stewart's helmet. Mayo comes across and makes the play, picks up a nice gain. Dennis Dixon right there saying, good job, good execution. Those plays, they're all about timing, and they're very hard to execute. So far, so good for the Ducks offense.
1st and 10. Back the other way, near side. Stewart down on a foot, put a hand down to the 40-yard line. In fact, they'll mark him out at the 39 as Ben Moffitt made the hit. Stewart, limited practice time, Steve, as you mentioned, with the turf toe. He showed off that toe, by the way, yesterday to us. It's not pretty.
No, it is not pretty.
And he's had to stretch the shoe out to give that toe some room to breathe a little bit.
Because that toe is so swollen, and people don't, if you don't know what turf toe is, you don't understand, especially for a running back, how significant an injury that is. And it has limited his practice. That's a concern Mike Bellotti had, but Jonathan Stewart looks very comfortable out there right now.
Roper on play action, throws it out to the flat, and it's caught as Williams and the Ducks are moving the football on South Florida. Carlton Williams, a strong safety, made the tackle.
Well, one of the concerns that Mike Bellotti and his staff had, Chip Kelly, the offensive coordinator, coming into this game, was how to alleviate the pressure. South Florida does a great job of creating pressure defensively. One of the things they said was play action. They've done a nice job of mixing in some play action, giving Justin Roper some easy throws.
Back to the ground, a little slip on that cut. Andre Crenshaw, who's in for Stewart, the sophomore from Lancaster, California. Tackled down to the 31-yard line, so about a yard loss on the play. Now you have to be impressed. We talked to Roper in length yesterday, Steve, and here's a guy you would think would be very excited, but boy, he was calm. He said, that's just who I am. I understand what I'm going through, but I don't show a lot of emotion. Shotgun again, they hand off. Crenshaw cuts it to the 25-yard line, and now a late flag is dropped out of the pile. Nate Allen and Tyrone McKenzie teamed up to make the tackle. Personal foul. Oregon.
Against Oregon, yeah. Interesting to see who it was they nailed on that one, but after a good positive play, you don't want a bad thing like this.
Dead ball. Personal foul. Late hit on the offense. Number 60. Penalized 15 yards from the end of the run. It'll be third down.
That's the team captain on the offensive side, the center Max Unger.
Yeah, there he is, just coming in late on the play there. You know what? That's one of those. Was he late? Yes, he definitely was late. Was there an intent to do anything wrong or to hurt anybody? No, he just fallen on the pile. He tried to pull off a little bit, but yes, it was late. Technically, that is a penalty.
They're down 19. Roper pumps out of the pocket, throws a slingshot downfield at the 10-yard line. How did he make the catch?
Well, that is Derek Jones made that catch. Great job by Justin Roper keeping his composure. Look at him step up and avoid the pressure. Under control, makes a nice throw down the middle. If you barely got it in there, and Derek Jones makes the catch for a tremendous pickup. That makes up for the Max Unger penalty.
Only his 19th catch of the season as Mail is pushed out of bounds. Boy, impressive offensive series here put together by Chip Kelly, the offensive coordinator in his first season with the Ducks. Again, you have to be impressed. They've let Roper breathe a little bit out there.
Well, so far the only thing that's really held up Oregon offensively has been themselves. I think they tried to get a little too cute too early in this game with a few things, and that has come back to haunt them a little bit. But I love the aggressiveness and not holding back for Justin Roper. Let's see what this kid can do out there.
Second down goal. Just outside the 7-yard line. Roper with the play fake, slings it across the middle. Oh, incomplete. And he had the tight end, Ed Dixon, right on. A terrific effort by the free safety, Nate Allen. Put up a hand, knocked it away.
Craig, this ball should have been intercepted. This ball goes right through Nate Allen's hands. I mean, look at this. He's in perfect position. There's no reason why he would miss this ball. And South Florida team that is, as we said, the #1 team in the country producing turnovers. Nate Allen is going to be kicking himself about that one. You get a turnover deep in your own territory like that, you got to cash in.
And Allen is sure-handed. 4 interceptions on the season. He just let number 5 slip through his hands. Third down and goal. From the shotgun, Roper rolls, throws, caught, touchdown, Garen Strong.
Well, Craig, you mentioned that Justin Roper is 6'6". That is what allowed him to make that throw. I think a guy my size, 6'2", I would not have thrown that ball. I wouldn't have had the angle to get it up and over, but he took advantage of it, put it right on the money. Tremendous throw.
Now the odd formation for the point after the touchdown from Roper to Strong. Roper on the pitch. Did he make it?
Oh, they're giving it to him.
Cut down, but broke the plane. That's the kicker, Matt Evenson. So trickery from Mike Ballotti.
I'm a little bit confused as to why they would go for the two-point conversion in this situation. Again, very creative, very well designed. Look at this. The ball gets over the plane. It's hard to tell from that angle, but Evenson sure as heck thinks he got it over that goal line.
So the young player Roper with the touchdown, and then Oregon stunning South Florida. They go for two, and it's an 8-0 lead in El Paso, the 74th Sun Bowl on CBS.
Alex Klein is a real Geico customer, not a paid celebrity. So to help tell his story, we hired that guy who does those funny sound effects.
My car was totaled over 1,000 miles from home. So I called Geico. And in less than 10 business hours, I got a check for a new car.
Geico, real service, real savings.
Take the blue one.
You don't get to the top of your game by making dumb decisions. So choose the tire that sets records, wins championships, and controls the competition from start to finish. BF Goodrich Tires. Take control.
The countdown is on in Iowa. The caucuses, the first vote that counts. Katie Couric is live from Des Moines. Campaign 08 coverage begins Wednesday on the CBS Evening News.
MetLife is navigating the skies of El Paso to provide aerial coverage of the game below. Look to the skies with MetLife blimps and plane as they team up with CBS in 2008. Time now for the playbook presented by the Hartford.
Well, Craig, watch the effect of misdirection on the USF defense. Watch with the play action fake. Watch the way the whole defense for the University of South Florida flows over there. And then look right here. Nate Allen is actually in great position to make this play when Justin Roper comes out. He just doesn't quite know where the receivers are. He's right there. Justin Roper puts the ball in the only place he can. The misdirection creates good flow away from the play. Justin Roper takes advantage of Nate Allen not really knowing exactly where he was on the field.
Roper's third touchdown toss of the season and the third touchdown reception for Strong. So now Evenson is set to kick away. How about this? He just scored the two, and he goes back, tees it up, and kicks.
That was a tremendous, I mean, an unbelievable effort by the kicker. You don't see many kickers, at least I don't know many kickers, that would be able to stretch it out and give it up like that for the two-point conversion.
Taurus Johnson back to receive along with Jerome Murphy. Oregon with the 8-0 lead, and the kick is away. Takes a big bounce at the 25-yard line. Johnson at the 15, 25, breaks the tackle, 35.
Johnson returns from a full-time.
And they'll mark him out at the 36-yard line. Sunday on CBS, the Amazing Race. Teams square off in the streets of Osaka, Japan. Only 4 teams left in the running for the $1 million prize. Who will survive the hardest challenges yet? All new Amazing Race Sunday after 60 minutes here on CBS. Well, a flag was dropped on that kick return. But a busy first quarter for Bill Alge.
3 of the receiving team penalized 15 yards from the end of the return. It'll be first down, South Florida.
Well, they got Jerome Murphy on the penalty. Jim Levitt just trying to stop the bleeding right now, trying to figure out a way to get some good things happening for his team.
So 1st and 10, Bulls will start at the 21-yard line. 5 penalties thrown, 43 total yards here in the opening quarter. Still 6:22 to play. Oregon with the 8-0 lead. Benjamin Williams in the backfield. And so far, this ground game of South Florida unable to penetrate Oregon. Unable to push through that line.
Oregon in complete control right now of this tempo from South Florida's offensive perspective. They can't get any kind of rhythm or sync going at all.
David Fa'atete runs off the field after losing a shoe, made that tackle, and a loss of 2, 2nd down and 12. Matt Grothe, shotgun formation. 2-step drop, looks near side, flushed out of the pocket. He can run, still looking, throws it in traffic. And the catch made at the 33-yard line. Give it to Marcus Edwards, who really helped out his quarterback on the comeback.
Oh, this is where Grothe's most dangerous, on the move when things break down. A tremendous effort by Marcus Edwards to get down and catch that ball. Coach Jim Levitt was pushing for a little bit of a PI penalty too. He wanted a flag, get the extra yardage, but I think you just give Matt Grothe credit and take advantage of the play and move the ball, go to the next one.
Edwards with his 20th reception of the season. 1st down, 10 Bulls. There's a hit on Benjamin Williams and picks up 3. And Steve, let's go back above the line.
Well, Craig, I really think the key for the University of South Florida offense is to win in the red zone. I think they're going to be able to move the ball up and down the field, but you got to get in the red zone and cash in. Oregon is one of the very best in the red zone. Now for Oregon on defense, you got to take away Matt Grothe's wheels. His bottom line, he's going to kill you if you let him move the ball with his feet in the running game or in the passing game. You've got to contain him. We saw a good example a couple plays ago. When things break down, he's going to find a way to make a play.
Grothe goes under center on 2nd down and 10. And now a flag.
False start. Number 65, offense penalized 5 yards, remains 2nd down.
That's the left guard, Ryan Schmidt. A little jump. Well, not your lucky number, that's for sure. Number 2 teams to lose this season, and there's plenty, Steve Berline, as this college football season's been topsy-turvy. USC, Cal, South Florida, Boston College, Oregon, of course, losing to Arizona by 10. Kansas was there, lost to Missouri.
Well, we're the only bowl game with 2 teams that were ranked that highly during the course of the season, aside from the BCS championship game.
Tough throw on the toss outside. Grothe to Edwards, and Jerome Boyd was there with the tackle. Edwards with a couple of catches on this offensive series.
And Craig, you know, we talked about how important it is for Oregon to try and keep Matt Grothe in the pocket so he can't make those plays. But when you talk to Jim Levitt and when you talk to offensive coordinator Greg Gregory, they say this guy really is a pretty good pocket passer. They feel that he can beat you from the pocket as well. I have to be convinced. I have to see that still.
Well, Grothe thrown for nearly 2,500 yards this season. 3rd down and 6. And 4 wide receivers. 3 lined up to the near side. Shotgun, Grothe steps up, lobs that ball deep, man coverage. And it falls incomplete. Taurus Johnson was out there, but I think that he got lost. He looked outside, and that ball was thrown on his inside shoulder.
Well, Matt Grothe did a great job of getting to the right play, or his coaching staff did. They line up and they see the lineup of the defense, and they try and take advantage of the look they're presented with. Another flag on the play here.
And another call for Bill Alge.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 39 of the defense, penalized 15 yards, automatic, 1st down.
Well, that's Will Tukafu. the defensive end, number 39. See, that's 3 personal foul penalties called here in the quarter.
That's just guys that are coming out a little bit too much adrenaline going. They're a little bit too excited out there. They've got to regroup, regain their composure, because plays like that keep drives alive. That was a good job by the Oregon defense of not letting South Florida capitalize on a big play opportunity. Then they give them 15 yards, which is the equivalent of a big play.
Bulls are inside Duck territory. Grothy wants to air that ball out, middle of the field. That ball's off the hands and nearly intercepted, incomplete. And there's another flag down as Carlton Mitchell, with blazing speed, is still down.
Another one going against Oregon.
Offside. Defense, number 49, lined up in the neutral zone. Penalized 5 yards from the previous spot. Repeat, first down.
That one marked off against Nick Reed. And Tuesday, January 8th on CBS, Queen Latifah hosts the People's Choice Award. Pick your favorites in movies, music, and television. It's your vote, your choice. The People's Choice Award. That's Tuesday, January 8th, right here on CBS. Hey. High above the Sun Bowl, and beautiful day in El Paso.
That was another opportunity right there, though, that Carlton Mitchell had a chance to make a play up the field, underthrown by Matt Grothy. And there we see Matt Grothy on the carry, pick up about 3 yards. But we've seen a concerted effort by the South Florida Bulls to try and find Carlton Mitchell up the field to make these plays. He's been open 2 times. And Matt Grothy has thrown that ball behind him and not given him a chance to make that play up the field. You get those opportunities only rarely in a football game of this level. You've got to cash in when you get those chances.
Couple of rushes, 7 yards for Grothy. As the Bulls look at 2nd down and 4, 3:30 to play, opening quarter. Oregon struck first. A touchdown and a 2-point conversion. This time the Bulls go to the left side behind Dial and Schmidt, and Mike Ford pushes the pile to the 37-yard line.
Well, look at this is the first real attitude play that we've seen out of South Florida. The offensive line caving down the whole left side, and then Mike Ford, he's strong like bull. The South Florida Bulls, he takes it up in there and says, bring me down. I'm going to pick up this first down, and you're going where I want you to go. Vertical, north and south. Good, solid pickup for South Florida.
1st down and 10 with 3:05 to play. Grothy, shotgun. Good protection. Ball again tipped and dropped. Even though that ball was tipped, Dontavia Bogan nearly brought that ball down, the freshman from Thomasville, Georgia.
Well, that ball was very fortunate not to be picked off on 2 occasions. He tried to thread it between A.J. Tuatele, number 34, and Kwame Ajiman, number 30. He put it up over the top of them. The ball was tipped, and then they had a chance to make a play up the field. Matt Grothy dodged the bullet right there.
Grothy at 6 feet, 213 pounds, only a sophomore. 9th play of this drive. Long count, shotgun again. Grothy stands up, slings it across the middle. It's caught. And on 2nd effort, after the initial hit, another 1st down. So South Florida using multiple wide receivers, and that's one thing. Grothy likes to share that ball.
And that was a good, solid pickup. They had the right look, the right play at the right time called, and Matt Grothy made a good, solid read and put that ball on the money, no doubt about it. Now they're moving inside the red zone, talking about how important it is now. They've got the opportunity. Oregon, the #1 red zone defense in the Pac-10.
1st and 10. Oh, hear those pads pop. Mike Ford took it right on the helmet. Maybe 2 for Mike Ford. True freshman, Sarasota High School. Was in the high school ranks a year ago, Steve, and he had ran for 368 yards in one high school football game. Now, high school, yes, much different than Division I football, but 368, pretty impressive.
You look at the film on this guy, you can see how he can do it. He gets those shoulders squared up. He is a big back. He's a physical runner. It's almost like he's looking for someone to come over and challenge him.
Goes 225, tries a spin on a tackle, and another flag is down as Ford is stood up and driven back by Nick Reed. Holding against South Florida.
Holding. Number 61, offense, penalized 10 yards from the previous spot. Repeat, second down.
And you saw Zach Herman shake his head, the redshirt freshman, whistle for the holding penalty.
Well, one of the most difficult things about taking the month off before a bowl game is that it takes you're not doing anything live. You're not really getting that live game action after having that 11 or 12 game season. All of a sudden, your timing's off a little bit, your footwork's off a little bit. We've seen some sloppy play on both sides of the ball to this point.
Oregon shows blitz. They come strong, and down goes Grothe, and yet another flag is down. The Ducks came off the water. They brought it all to Grothe.
They really did. And you're gonna see multiple penalties on this play. I think one near where the ball was, one away from the ball. There was a little bit of a scuffle with Nick Reed from Oregon involved with one of the offensive linemen for South Florida. It was Jared Carnes.
Personal foul, hands to the face, defense, number 49, penalized 15 yards, automatic first down.
Oh boy, that's a big one. 15 and an automatic first. That's 4 personal fouls whistled here in the opening quarter. That's 10 flags.
It's unbelievable. I've never seen this many personal fouls so early in a ball game.
The penalty is enforced half the distance to the goal from the previous spot. Half the distance to the goal, automatic first down.
Well, Nick Reed and Jared Carnes were mixed up and gotten under each other's skins a little bit, and Nick Reed went to the head, went to the face, and that is a no-no. You can't go up under a guy's helmet, try and drive home a point to him, and Nick Reed, unfortunately for him, got caught that time.
Third personal foul called on Oregon here in the quarter as we're under 2 minutes, and South Florida on the move inside the 15-yard line with fresh downs. Grothe, handoff, a little stop and go by Benjamin Williams. And a number of Oregon Ducks in on that stop.
And another late flag.
Wow. Holding. And so the Bulls will have to go back the other way. That's 11 flags in the quarter. I know that does not please.
Number 88, offense, penalized 10 yards from the end of the run. Repeat, first down.
That's Quincy Oakley. He's the one that had that big catch a few plays ago down the middle of the field. One thing you don't want to do when you're a young player, you don't get an opportunity to play very much, as in Quincy Oakley. Doesn't have many plays this year. Go and you make a good one, make a good positive impression, then you come out and you make a bad play, block somebody in the back. It kind of just tarnishes what you've already accomplished.
And the head coach, Jim Leavitt, gives him the hook.
Yeah, that's the problem right there.
First and 17 now at the 22-yard line of Oregon. Grothe throws incomplete.
Another flag.
My goodness, 2, 3, 4.
Did you throw your flag on that one too?
Hold on, let me grab it. It's in my left pocket. Look at that. Looks like you and I after dinner.
Pass interference. Defense, number 34. First down at the spot of the foul.
Oh, that's A.J. Tuatele.
You're going to see right there, A.J. Tuatele, he knows he can't do that. I mean, you can't stick out that big arm and just stop a man from cutting across your face. He got you in a good advantageous position for him to beat you on the slant route. I guess it's better than giving up a touchdown pass. Go ahead and give up the holding penalty, but don't look like you didn't do anything. That's what he reacted like, he didn't do anything wrong.
It's the who me look.
Yeah, what, me?
First and 10, 47 ticks left on the first quarter clock. This time the ball at the 14-yard line. Grothe Pushes forward for a couple, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ducks in on the tackle.
Matt Grothe, he's one of only 2 quarterbacks in the country to rush for over 800 yards and throw for over 2,400 yards. You know who the other one is? He won the Heisman Trophy. Tim Tebow.
Yes.
Good company right there.
Very good company.
Not very often you see that combination of running and passing.
Well, you won't see too many 14-play drives, but this is the 14th play for the Bulls. And the first quarter clock running down to 6, down to 5. The snap is away. Grothe in the shotgun all day to throw. Now, flush down to the pocket. Watch out. Got it away. Incomplete the call, ending a wild first half.
Well, you're a young quarterback, Matt Grothe, a sophomore. You've got to have a clock in your head. I know you trust yourself. You trust yourself moving around back there. Look how long he's holding this ball. And at some point, you got to realize there's a very big man in Cole Linehan coming very close to you. You can't turn back and give yourself up like that. That's going to cost you. It's going to take a toll on you. Cole Linehan just saying, please turn back into me. Give me a chance to rip your head off. And he does it right there.
Well, that ends the first quarter in El Paso. Oregon with the 8-0 lead. The 74th annual Brute Sun Bowl on CBS will continue after this message and a word from your local station.
During the Big Seafood Festival, come in for our biggest seafood of the year, rock lobster tail, king crab legs, and try the biggest shrimp we've ever served, colossal shrimp. At Red Lobster, come see what's fresh today.
Trust. It's everything. Nobody hands out trust. Talent is one thing. Combine talent with people you trust, and you will walk on that court with a level of respect no one can match.
The Hartford, a company built on nearly 200 years of trust. Ask your advisor what The Hartford can do to help you plan for your future. Because you're not preparing to retire, you're preparing to live.
Hey, Derek, what's the deal with the special burger?
Well, why don't you try calling it by its proper name, Jason? It's called the Special Secret Double Deluxe Bistro Burger.
I'll be sure to do that. How do you make it?
Well, you get you some raw meat, you ball it up, and put it on a plate.
That sounds gross. Derek? Hey, man, I didn't mean... You want raw meat on a plate, you got it.
Switch to the network you can trust. AT&T. Get our exclusive smartphones, now only $99.99.
Captain's an oasis that fills me with inner peace.
Damn it! Welcome to the Captain premieres CBS Monday, February 4th. From Pulitzer Prize winner Larry McMurtry, Comanche Moon premieres January 13th.
Only the new Bank AmeriCard Rewards Visa credit card lets our customers get 50% more reward points with every purchase. To get yours, call 1-866-861-3589 today. You can use your points in more ways than other reward cards. Choose from travel, merchandise, cash back, and much more. You'll also get no-fee concierge service. And there's no annual fee or limit to the points you can earn. It's the best card ever from Bank of America. So call today or go online to see the difference. And with 50% more points, all you have to do is use it, and the rewards will follow. Call 1-866-861-3589 or apply online today. Bank of America, Bank of Opportunity.
Green Beat is always on CBS5.com.
Oregon Oregon with the 8-0 lead on South Florida as we start the second quarter, and MetLife is teaming up with CBS to provide today's aerial coverage of all the football action down below. A fixed-wing aircraft is being used today, so blimp Snoopy 1 and Snoopy 2 can remain in a little warmer weather. Yeah, Snoopy 1, Snoopy 2, they like that South Florida or California weather a little bit better. But it's a nice day in El Paso, Texas.
The sun is shining in El Paso, that's for sure. And Matt Grothe, he's got to be careful here. He's had a history this year in their losses of turning the ball over. He turned it over in the red zone against UConn and also against Cincinnati. You don't want to give up points here.
Third down and 8, shotgun. Grothe steps up, fires up top, caught and dropped at the 1-yard line. Oh, Jamar Taylor, the freshman, looking at 6.
That really was a good throw. Matt Grothe made a good, quick decision. He saw that he had coverage beaten on the outside with Jamar Taylor. He had him open on the side, put it on a rope, and got it to him before Patrick Chung could get over there and make the play. And Grothe, he says, I can't put it any better for you, my man. Jamar, you got to make that catch. And as we said, Craig, it's important to score touchdowns when you get in the red zone. A field goal, that's a positive, but you come off the field kind of feeling like you let down your teammates.
Alvarado, 17 of 27, his longest of 47, boots this one up and through. A chip shot from 27. And the Bulls of South Florida on the board, 8-3 Oregon.
Going over and over? It's not just you. Stopping and starting? Going urgently? You're not alone. Lots of guys experience male urinary symptoms due to BPH, also known as an enlarged prostate. But for many guys, prescription Flomax may relieve urinary symptoms due to BPH in 1 week. And who doesn't want to spend less time in the bathroom? Only your doctor can tell if you have BPH, not prostate cancer. Common side effects of Flomax are runny nose, dizziness, and decrease in semen. Upon standing, a sudden drop in blood pressure may occur, rarely resulting in fainting. So when starting Flomax, avoid situations where injury could result. If considering cataract surgery, tell your eye surgeon you've taken Flomax. Do what millions of guys have already done. Ask your doctor about Flomax and call 877-4FLOMAX for a free 1-week trial. Why wait? Join the crowd. Flomax could make a difference in 1 week.
Let's say you need to get your car insured. You want to shop around so you can make a smart decision, but you want to do it fast. That's why you've got to go to Progressive.com. You can get the Progressive Direct rate and the rates of other top companies. So you could save a lot of money. And it only takes about 8 minutes.
Saving hundreds is just the beginning. Start saving today at Progressive.com or call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE. Click or call today.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the 74th Sun Bowl. Craig Bolerjack, Steve Berline, 8-3 our score. Oregon and South Florida. We saw 11 penalties in the opening quarter. A lot of physical play, personal fouls. Is this just 30 days off kind of football?
Well, it all goes into it. The bottom line is that neither one of these teams have really settled down and gotten into the real kind of game that they like to play. These are both coaches that emphasize discipline and composure and poise. We haven't seen a lot of that to this point yet. I believe the team that settles down quickest will be the team that gets control of this football game.
All right, so it's 8-3 early, and Oregon with that lead. 14:49 to play as we get set to kick it away. Alvarado officially a 29-yard field goal. And Tichy has it teed up and to kick away at the 30-yard line. Kicking into the wind, and a good kick. Driving Chung back at the goal line. He's at the 15-20, breaks a tackle. And another flag down at the 32-yard line. A flag at the 32.
There is a penalty marker on the field. Tackle made by number 56, Sam Miller.
What is the all-time record for most flags in a game?
We may find out before the day's out.
We might find out before halftime.
Holding. On the return team,
during the return. Holding. Number 13, penalized 10 yards from the end of the run. First down, Oregon.
So Oregon will start. And let's go downstairs and check in with Sam Ryan.
That's right, Craig. Oregon back out on offense. And hey, at 6'6", Justin Roper certainly has the height to play basketball. In fact, it was his father who talked him into switching to football over basketball. He said, you know what, at 6'6", there are plenty of basketball players who are that height, but not too many 6'6" quarterbacks. He actually played in Georgia against Greg Oden, the Portland Trailblazers' #1 pick. He said, wow, he was a force back then in 8th, 9th grade. You always knew where he was, Craig.
Yeah, Sam, you know, 6'6", 205, and Justin Roper told us yesterday, I'm trying to put on weight, guys. I'm trying. I'll eat 2.5 steaks and I'll lose a pound.
He said that actually did happen. Amazing. And I'll tell you, we need to point out, too, his dad was a football coach, is a football coach.
Georgia Tech.
Down at Georgia Tech, yeah. So maybe there was a little bit of dad maybe kind of saying, I'd love my son to be a quarterback, too. And he's done a pretty darn good job of it as well.
Yeah, Roper saw his first football game when he was 2 weeks old. Stewart on this drive is eating up South Florida's defense. Breaks through to the 44-yard line. Stewart has that big playability, Steve. Nearly 6 yards a carry and ran for nearly 1,500 yards during the regular season.
He's a fantastic running back. Voted by the coaches to the All-American team along with Darren McFadden. But Oregon doing a really good job of spreading out the field, creating lanes for Jonathan Stewart to get up in there.
6 carries, 49 yards. The keeper, Roper, lost it. But Tupu, the left tackle, number 57. Well, I tell you, Roper's lucky Tupu was there to cover up the fumble.
Well, Mike Bellotti did not make any bones about it. He said, this kid's a pretty darn good athlete. Moves well for 6'6", but he's not Dennis Dixon, and we're going to be careful with how we have him run the football. We got to have him do it a little bit, but he won't do much more if he keeps putting the ball on the ground.
Stewart waits for a couple of blockers and then finds that seam. And 1, 2, 3, 4 Bulls bring down Jonathan Stewart. Oh, he's a big man. Goes about 230, 235.
He's sneaky big.
Yeah.
He sits down in the room and he doesn't look like a huge back, but then when he stands up, you say, boy, this guy's got a little beef on him, 235 pounds.
I knew he was tough when he shook my hand. There's that misdirection we saw in the opening quarter, and outside goes Andre Crenshaw, and boy, he delivers the blow and then takes one himself and is dropped out of bounds after a big gain to the 18-yard line.
Well, that very easily could have been a little bit of a late hit as well on South Florida. Getting a little frustrated. I don't think they're used to having this many successful running plays against them. You're going to see a huge lane created right there for Crenshaw down the side. I think there aren't many running backs who could not have gotten through that lane right there, but he does a good job of bouncing it in and then bouncing it back outside and finishes off a very nice gain for the Ducks.
A 28-yard pickup. And now Oregon on the front porch trying to add to the 8-3 lead here in El Paso.
That was something that Chip Kelly, the offensive coordinator, told us. He said, this is a very good defense we're playing. We're going to try and spread them out, create natural lanes, and they've attacked them very well to this point.
This time, the Bulls converge and will not let loose of Jonathan Stewart. And Steve, when you look at the defensive stats for the Bulls of South Florida, they rank number 3 in the Big East against the run, only giving up 112 yards a ball game.
That's very, very true. And they've done a great job this year of shutting down big-name running backs. You know, Steve Slayton and Pat White for West Virginia combined for only 90 yards. And then Kevin Smith from Central Florida, who averages 188 yards a game, he had 55 yards total.
Roper up top and overthrows. Oh, he just showed what type of arm he has. That is a great motion from the young quarterback. And when we talked to Mike Bellotti yesterday, he said, listen, I had to make a decision whether I start Cody Kemp or Justin Roper. Roper's the most athletic, also possesses the strongest arm.
And those are two pretty good qualities to have, too. He's 6'6". He is a redshirt freshman. He's been in the system. This last month, Bellotti said, has really helped, though, because he's now getting the reps that he's never gotten before.
3rd down and 14. Little slip pass, and Jeff Mail took it high and low. My goodness, South Florida can put the pads on you.
That was a serious pop right there. I think Ben Moffitt, the middle linebacker, right in the middle of it, as you would expect. Trying to get that little jailbreak screen set up out there where you pop it to the receiver real quick, get the lineman out there trying to pick off people. Not working against this very, very athletic South Florida defense.
Evenson, 14 of 18 on the season. His longest of 47. This will be from 39 with the wind behind him. And Evenson knocks in 3. Oregon opens up an 11-3 lead on the Bulls of South Florida.
Bring your favorite team home with Glidden Team Colors Paint, the true colors of true fans. Team Colors Paint, exclusively from Glidden and only at the Home Depot.
During the Big Seafood Festival, come in for our biggest seafood of the year, rock lobster tail, king crab legs, and try the biggest shrimp we've ever served, colossal shrimp, at Red Lobster. Come see what's fresh today.
Bud Light is brewed to give you everything you want in a beer. Never-ending refreshment, superior drinkability, and now, the ability to walk through walls.
Told you we weren't going to get in.
What are we going to do now? What are we going to do now? We're going to do this.
Not good.
The ability to walk through walls no longer available in Bud Light. The endless refreshment, however, remains.
Bud Light keeps it coming.
I wonder where Jake is.
CBS Sports presentation of the Brute Sun Bowl is sponsored by the Home Depot. You can do it, we can help. Bud Light, endless refreshment from start to finish. Bud Light keeps it coming. And by Red Lobster. Try all your big favorites during the Big Seafood Festival right now at Red Lobster. And welcome back to El Paso, Oregon, with the 11-3 lead on South Florida. Let's check out the Bulls' key wins this season. They had plenty of up and down, and September 8th, the Bulls traveled to Auburn, scored a stunning upset over the Tigers, winning 26-23 in OT. 3 weeks later, national TV audience at home, the Bulls beat their conference rival, West Virginia, 21-13. And then following the 3 straight losses in the middle of the season, the Bulls won their last 3, including that blowout over Louisville in Tampa.
Well, and Jim Leavitt told us the thing he's most proud of this football team. You talk about the great wins. They had several of those. You just pointed them out. But how they responded to the 3 losses, to Rutgers, to Cincinnati, and they come back and UConn, and they were able to right the ship, and that's what he's most proud of. These guys were able to stop the bleeding, get themselves back on the winning ways, and then have a chance to set an all-time record with 10 wins for the University of South Florida.
Now they finish off the regular season, winning their last 3, as you mentioned, in that 48-37 win at Pitt. Boy, another deep kick, and there'll be no return. Evenson showing his strong leg, and South Florida will start at their own 20-yard line. Well, Wednesday, Dave's back. And all new for the new year. Don't miss the return of The Late Show with Dave. Dave welcomes Robin Williams. Oh, that should be fun. All new starting Wednesday on CBS. Hard to believe, Mr. Berline, 08 is around the corner.
Very hard to believe. Very hard to believe, but I'm excited about 08. No reason to be down in the dumps about it yet.
A good football game here on New Year's afternoon. New Year's Eve afternoon. 12:08 to play, second quarter in El Paso. 11-3, Oregon. And South Florida back on the offense at their own 20-yard line. Last time they had the football, Alvarado kicked a 29-yard field goal. Oh, near interception by Walter Thurman III. 4 picks on the year, and number 5 was right on his hands.
Yeah, that's a prime example of what Nick Aliotti, the defensive coordinator for Oregon, told us they were going to do early in this game, and even said almost to a fault, we're going to put a bunch of people up in there and try and put pressure on Matt Grothe. Don't let him get going with his feet running the ball. We're going to try and put pressure on him, and hopefully they won't make any plays early in the game. And right there, Oregon almost made a big play going the other way.
Now, Grothe's been picked 12 times this season. He's dodged the bullet a couple of times here in the first half. He wants to throw again, slingshots it across the middle again in traffic, but the catch is made by Hester. Jesse Hester Jr. out of Belglade, Florida. Now Grothe again throws that ball around. Taurus Johnson gets his share. Hester, Carlton Mitchell. Cedric Hill, the tight end, also with 20 grabs on the year. That brings up 3rd down and 2, under 12 minutes to play in the half. Flag. Tukafu, number 39, saw a little movement because he put Jared Carnes right on his back.
False start. Number 70, penalized 5 yards. Remains 3rd down.
Yeah, Tukafu better be careful, though, too. You come up and you pop a guy like that for no reason. That was a pretty solid blow he just gave to Carnes over there. Look at the most combined penalties in Sun Bowl history, 18 3 times. We're 14 today, halfway through the second quarter. Not even halfway through the second quarter. 4 minutes into it.
I think you can write it down. New bowl record's going to be set today with penalties. 3rd down and 7. Grothe, shotgun, 2-step drop, sets up those feet, throws a wobbler, and it's caught. Taurus Johnson able to grab that ball, that wobbling ball at the 35-yard line.
Well, Taurus Johnson is one of those guys that the coaching staff said he is the key to our offense. It may not show up in the numbers, but guess who was missing during those 3 losses, that three-loss stretch? The one guy that was missing was Taurus Johnson. He comes back in, and they start winning again, finishing up the season with 3 straight wins. He's a big receiver over the middle. He can do a lot of different things, gives him a lot of versatility, and he makes him a very good offense.
Now Grothe on the snap, takes it, tucks it, picks up a couple 3, and is hit down hard at the 37-yard line. Getting back to Taurus for a moment, he hurt that ankle against Rutgers, and that forced him out for those 3 games. And you're right, it took away really a spread offense for South Florida.
Yeah, you take away one vital part, and especially a senior with experience like Taurus Johnson, a guy that they really rely on to play different positions inside, controlling the middle of the field. Now you're going with a younger player who's maybe not as experienced, and you just lose the ability to use all your creativity.
4 wide receivers on 2nd down and 8, 3 stacked up top. Grothe looks, flushed out of the pocket. This is where he's dangerous. Tries a stiff arm, and Oregon closes down that corner. Now another flag is dropped.
That's penalty number 15, and you know what it is, Craig. It's a personal foul for a late hit on Matt Grothe.
Dead ball. Personal foul. Late hit. Helmet contact. Number 30. Penalized 15 yards. Automatic 1st down.
That's Ajaman, the middle linebacker.
And Nick Aliotti told us, he said, we are going to be focused on Matt Grothe. We will know when he's running the football. Watch here. He's down. Boom. Just a little bit late. Not too much. He hit the helmet. He came in late, but he did try to avoid him, but did make a little contact with the helmet. Could it be a little bit questionable? Maybe so, but that's the way the rule is. You hit the helmet, you're going to throw the flag, especially if it's late.
Grothe the handoff. Mike Ford throwing ducks all around, and another flag. I tell you, Steve, I'll be honest, Bill Algey's having a tough time. This crew from the Mid-American Conference doing their best just to try to control the emotions on that football field right now.
Well, they definitely are, but I think we've also seen signs of maybe a little bit of overkill on the referee's part, too, and I'm not criticizing, I'm just saying.
Holding. Number 71. Offense. Penalized 10 yards from the previous spot. Repeat 1st down.
There comes a time where you want to let these guys play a little bit of football, too, and sure, these are all legitimate penalties. You could throw a penalty on every play if you really want to in any level, in college, high school, NFL. It's just a matter of determining when the line is drawn.
Now that brings up first down and 20. And the clock under 10 minutes left in the half. Grothy, shotgun, sets up the slip screen. Oh, ho, ho. Did you hear the pads once again? Kevin Garrett.
Benjamin Williams.
Let's hear what it sounds like to catch Kevin Garrett right in the mouth.
Textbook tackle. Head up, right on the numbers.
Man, he sniffed out that screen pass perfectly. And Benjamin Williams was in the unenviable position of receiving that shot. Great play by Garrett.
Well, the Bulls come out and really spread the field now with a 5 wide receiver set. Second down. Little pitch and catch just right across the middle. And that's Courtney Denson, a senior from Miami, with the grab. And I don't see a flag. No, I think that's a clean play at the 45-yard line. Third down and 18. Grothy's numbers today, 7 of 14 for 64 yards. Grothy in traffic, dodges trouble at the 50 to the 45-40 to the 35 to the 32-yard line. The biggest run of the day, and the legs got Grothy out of trouble.
That is Matt Grothy at his best. Oregon coming with pressure off the right side, the top of your screen. Matt Grothy is one of the few quarterbacks that can find a way to get out of there. He knows, he trusts himself, he's got the speed to run away from defensive players that most quarterbacks can't, and he makes them pay. You got to know where this guy is on the field. When you get a chance to make the tackle, you got to bring him down.
He held that ball a little dangerous in that right hand, didn't turn it to his left and tucked. Grothy throws to the air, it's complete. And Hester with another reception. And Steve, he holds the career rushing record for quarterbacks in South Florida. Look at the numbers around the NCAA this season. Grothy with over 1,000.
Those are pretty good running quarterbacks right there, and it just shows you this guy is a run weapon. He doesn't run only when things break down. They design runs for him because he's so good at it.
Nearly 4.5 yards per carry. That's just unheard of for a quarterback. As Grothy stands in the pocket, flushed, looking downfield, looking, throws it away. Incomplete pass, stops the clock with 7:13 to play.
And it just puts so much pressure. You got to give credit to the Oregon defense, how they've not given up a big play in the passing game yet. When Matt Grothy gets out on the edge, we talked to Jarris Bird about that yesterday in our meeting with him, and he said, well, a couple times during this bowl practice, your instinct tells you to come up and try and make a play on the quarterback, and he was burned a couple times in practice. He said he will not drop coverage until he's 100% sure that Matt Grothy has crossed the line of scrimmage.
Well, we've seen some long drives in this first half. The 10th play of this drive coming for South Florida. Grothy, pressure. Wiggles out of trouble. Still on his feet, throws. Complete! Touchdown! Can you believe it? Johnson.
Well, that is all Matt Grothy. What can you say about that? There are not many men that could elude the grasp of a guy the size of David Fa'atete, who had him dead to rights in the backfield for an 8-yard loss. Grothy spins out of it, finds wide open down the sideline for a touchdown.
Grothy's 14th toss of the season, 4th touchdown catch of the year for Johnson, and now the Bulls will go for 2 to try this game in El Paso. 3 wide receivers, top of your screen, 2 down below from the shotgun. Grothy throws, we're tied! Cedric Hill picks up 2 for the Bulls. So Cedric Hill from Grothy and tucks that ball in safely, and that ties this game at 11.
Timeout.
And the touchdown. Great escape by Grothy to find Taurus Johnson.
What can you say about the individual effort? Matt Grothy to Taurus Johnson. Right here, tucking it, doesn't know whether he's going to run or not. Look, Fatete thinks he's got him. No way. That's 8 points for South Florida.
Oh, Grothy. Yes, we're tied at 11. The 74 Sun Bowl on CBS.
Hey, Tracy, what do you think of the new wheels?
Now you got it.
You don't get to the top of your game by making dumb decisions. So choose the tire that sets records, wins championships, and controls the competition from start to finish. BF Goodrich Tires. Take control.
Enough mental and physical energy for your day?
I could always use more.
That's why there's One A Day All Day Energy, the only complete multivitamin with both high levels of B vitamins and an extended release guarana blend to help you feel energized. One A Day All Day Energy.
Hey, boss, do we have Aflac?
Nah, we have something else.
But if you're hurt and miss work, does it pay cash like Aflac does?
Nah.
Or let you spend it any way you want, like for gas and groceries?
Nah.
Or help with everyday bills like Aflac does?
Nah.
There's only one Aflac. Ask about it at work.
Nice try, boss.
Nah.
There's a town by the Rio Grande. Does this town have a name? It's called Lonesome Dove.
You better run for it!
Comanche Moon premieres CBS January 13th.
Time now for the Home Depot's Tool for Success.
Well, we said that Oregon has got to take away Matt Grothy's wheels. They didn't do it on that drive. The big run, picking up the 3rd and 18, and then eluding the tackle, David Fatete. He finds Taurus Johnson for the touchdown after break and contain. That is what Oregon is going to be paying the price for all day unless they find a way to corral Mr. Matt Grothy right there.
11 plays, 80 yards, just over 8 minutes off the clock. And Grothy is Houdini. A couple of escapes there on that drive, and we are tied at 11.
Now, I'm not 100% sold on his hairdo yet. It still hasn't grown on me yet. I mean, what do you think?
If he picks up a Sun Bowl win, I think it's going to be in vogue in Tampa.
It might already be in Tampa.
7:04 to play.
A fantastic individual effort on his part to get his team out of a bad situation, make some plays, and that's the lift that Jim Leavitt was hoping for this USF team.
Sold out crowd here at the Sun Bowl in El Paso, enjoying just a sky blue day. 11 all, 25th ranked South Florida against Oregon. And Justin Tichy will tee it up at the 30-yard line. We have seen big plays, we have seen penalties, and just halfway through the second quarter, take a breath for a moment.
In true Sun Bowl form, though, we've got ourselves a good football game.
Tichy the kick at the 4-yard line. And pushed out at the 25. And again, I don't see a flag on that return. So they come off the pile clean.
Well, this is the point in the ball game now. Oregon has been sitting on the sideline, the Oregon offense, for a long time. This South Florida defense should come out energized, refreshed. Their offense just put a big score on the board to get them back into this ball game. I expect to see the South Florida defense out there flying around this series. Be interesting to see how Justin Roper and the Oregon Ducks handle that.
Roper's numbers 7 of 11 for 66 yards. Roper with a touchdown toss in the first quarter. Stewart works his way to the near side, driven out of bounds. And there's a flag. 1, 2, I count 3. And that will be another personal foul in this ball game, and I count 6 so far called in the first half.
I just don't see that. That one right there, I can honestly tell you, I'm watching the whole time right here like you are, and Jarrett Bowie, I don't think he did anything wrong out of bounds. He didn't throw him down inside. Sure, they were running with each other, and Jonathan Stewart went down.
Well, a busy first half for this crew from the Mid-American Conference, led by Bill Algie. And I think you're right. I think there was something about above the pads, above the shoulder pads. You start getting involved, Steve, with the horse collar, or grabbing the hip.